Welcome back, everyone, inside East Gymnasium at Fort Lee. The setting for the 2021 Jack Reilly Holiday Basketball Tournament. This is our third and final day of competition. Our first matchup this afternoon, Bergenfield, 1-2 on the season, taking on Passaic, 0-4. Hi, everyone. I'm Dan Long, joined alongside by Dimitri Nanis and Renee Manisic. So glad that he could join us. Andrew Park chipping in as well here as we are in our final day of action. This is the 7th place game. Both teams looking for their first win of the tournament. Bergenfield in black, Passaic in white. And that opening tip is going to be a violation, as that time it was actually number 21, Aramis Gonzalez, snatching it down with two hands rather than winning the tip backwards. So Bergenfield will get the first offensive possession of the day. They're coached by Will Jager. Passaic is led by Paul McCalla. Passaic lost a heartbreaker in overtime, 42-39 in their last game against Secaucus. As Aquino missing that first shot opportunity, Lane recovering the offensive rebound, kick-out shot, rimmed out. In and out for three, Adrian Pena just off the mark. And Bergenfield lost in their last game to Memorial, 47-27. As they struggled to only produce 7 points in the first half. "30 seconds gone by. We look for opening points of today's ball game. Bergenfield looking and kicking it out. Another three-point attempt, no good. Nick Pro with the rebound, though. Kicks it out to Pena again. He'll try his luck. He's 0 for 3 from three-point range. Rebounded inside by Gonzalez. Here come the Indians the other way. They're playing shorthanded without some of their players in the lineup. Same can be said for Bergenfield. That's been a recurring storyline in this tournament and around basketball right now in New Jersey, as this is an offensive foul whistled down low inside against Chris Imbert. The sophomore forward getting his second start in the tournament. That's going to be his first foul. And team's second foul against Passaic. The Omicron variants wreaking havoc throughout the world. That has led to higher cases of COVID cases for players in these tournaments. Another three missed by Pena. As they hustle right in front of us in the broadcast area, and it goes out of bounds. So we've had two teams bow out of the tournament just before the start of the tournament. That was Riverdale and Westwood, only to be picked up by the efforts of Kennedy and Wayne Hills. We'll see both teams later on in our 4 final broadcasts of this tournament here today. So coaches having to be flexible and players getting plenty of playing time. And there's the first basket of the game by Gabe Rivera. Rivera's been averaging 5 points a game in the tournament, coming off a strong 8-point performance against Secaucus. Lane missing the three. Aquino battling inside, missing the putback, and then a tip-in there by Bergenfield's Amari Davis. Unconventional, but still counts as 2. We're tied now at 2-all. Full court pressure being displayed by Bergenfield, and eventually it leads to a layup the other way for Aramis Gonzalez. Gonzalez's first 2 points of the game had 4 against Secaucus in the last round. 4-2 lead for the Indians, looking for their first win of the season. That tipped out to space. Fortuitous bounce getting into the hands of Davis. And Davis gets fouled on his way up to the rim. And 5:39 left to go here in the first quarter. That'll be the third team foul against Passaic. Christian Rivera, number 12, picked up the foul, his first, team's third. And that time, an air ball for Amari Davis at the line. Davis, 6 points per game in this tournament, had 5 points against Memorial. Again, this was a Bergenfield side that only generated 7 points in the entire first half against Memorial. They are playing from behind. They've had some tough competition in this tournament against the likes of Passaic Valley in the first round and against Memorial in day 2 of the tournament. Trying to cap it off, though, with a win. Get their second win of the season. That's a long ball missed by Christian Rivera as he tried his luck from 3. Neither team successful so far from distance. Nice give and go, and it finds Nick Lane underneath for the layup. Lane's bucket ties the game up at 4-all. As we approach now, 3 minutes gone by here in the first. Imbert getting his pocket picked. Here comes Lane triggering the fast break the other way. Aquino going hard to the rim and lays it in. Jorge Aquino getting his first 2 points. He's been the leading scorer in this tournament for Bergenfield, averaging 9 a game. First lead of the afternoon now for the Bears. They lead Passaic 6-4. Christian Rivera coming off the screen, getting it back up top now to Samuel Paulino. Paulino, nice find on the baseline and getting it up and in. Aramis Gonzalez with his second made basket of the quarter. He's got 4 to lead the way for Passaic as they tie the score up at 6-all. Aquino, cross-court pass. Here's Pena for 3. Pena finally tickles the net. After starting 0 for 4 from three-point range, Adrian Pena knocks down the 3. Now in the pressure, it's going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow still favoring Passaic. So the Indians will have possession as we're coming up on the midway point of our first quarter of action. This is the first of the final 4 games of the 2021 Jack Reilly Holiday Tournament. So glad that he could join us here on Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. Drive and dish inside. Imbert's close shot, no good. Off the back iron, rebound pulled down there by Aquino. Lane off the dribble. Wild shot, just missed it short in the near side. Here's Pro. Pro getting the offensive rebound again and eventually passing it off and paying it off to Nick Lane. Lane with 4 now, largest lead of the game for either side. Has been stretched to 5, 11-6 the lead for Bergenfield. Trying to scoop it home again was Gonzalez. He was looking for his 3rd made basket of the game. Just a little too strong off the glass. Davis drives and kicks and a little too wild. He tried to link up with Nick Pro in the far corner, but instead turns it over. Possession going back to Passaic with 3:18 left to go in the first quarter of play. Bergenfield lost their opener 62-44 to Passaic, 47-27 to Memorial. They went 7-6 overall last season, including winning their last 4 games in the shortened season. And there's a 3 knocked down by Passaic, their first triple of the game, courtesy of number 12, Christian Rivera. The junior getting 3 points in that last possession, a pull. Passaic back to within 2 at 11-9. Here's Davis. Bergenfield trying to solve the zone. Here's Pena trying to shoot his way out of the zone. Misplay there by Christian Rivera at midcourt to turn it right back over after Passaic had made their stop. Here's Pena. Pena has already tried 6 3-pointers in this game. That's a long-range 3. Doesn't draw iron as Davis airballs that shot. Here comes Gabe Rivera in the open floor. Gabe Rivera, teardropper, no good. Rebounded by Davis. Amari Davis, coast to coast, up and under, and a blocking foul on top of it. So Amari Davis secured the rebound, went down the other way, got the layup, and the foul will now have his chance at a traditional 3-point play. As Passaic commits their 4th foul of the first quarter, first for Samuel Paulino. And Davis swishes home the foul shot to make it a 5-point performance already for number 3 in black here in the first quarter. He's got 5 of Bergenfield's 14, and the Bears on top of the Indians now 14-9. Passaic looking to break it out the other way as full court pressure being administered by Bergenfield. Nearly turned it over. Passaic going high in the air, missing it, but the putback layup is good inside by Jay-Sean Williams. Williams, number 23, came in off the bench, and the sophomore pays immediate dividends. 3-point lead for Bergenfield. Under 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Here's Nick Lane from deep. Lane missing. Gabe Rivera maneuvering his way all the way up the floor. Left the shot short. Williams ties it up for the offensive rebound. Possession arrow will favor Bergenfield, but good spark off the bench already for the sophomore big man. 1:28 remaining in our fast-paced first quarter of play. Bergenfield leading Passaic 14-11. This is for 7th place in this tournament. Will be followed by our 5th place game, which is Memorial versus Secaucus. 3rd place later on tonight, Wayne Hills taking on Passaic Valley, and then our championship final. Kennedy trying to repeat as champions in this event, taking on the host in the Bridgman of Fort Lee. On the near side, there's some bump going on there, and it looks like it's going to be a foul. Whistle against Passaic. So the Indians a little foul prone here in the first quarter. May have been called for 5 fouls already with 1:09 left to go in the quarter. Williams picked up his first. Lane, foul line jumper for Pro. Pro tried to bank it in, but he gets fouled in the act of shooting. Good sportsmanship there by Polino to check in on Pro. But Nick Pro will head to the line now, shooting 2, as that is Polino's second in the team's 6th. So Bergenfield's going to be expecting to be at the line aplenty here in the first half as Pro misses his first foul shot attempt. Nick Pro had 5 points, including a 3-pointer made in the last game against Memorial. Really didn't get into the thick of things against Passaic Valley because of foul difficulty in the first game. Pro gets all of the rim there, and the shooter's roll at the end. He'll go 1 of 2 at the line. So the near side goes 15-11, the deficit facing Passaic. There's a tie-up as Nick Pro made the defensive stop there, getting all ball. Possession arrow will keep it here, though, for Passaic, as the inbounds will be upcoming now for the Indians. 58.1 left here in the first. Into the corner. Now into the game for the first time, Marlon Torres. Torres, who's been the leader on offense for Passaic throughout this tournament, averaging 11 points per game in the tournament. Did not get the start, but comes in here late in the quarter. After the turnover, Bergenfield now will set it up on offense. Pro cutting across the middle. A lot of contact. One more foul against Passaic will be foul shots the rest of the half for Bergenfield. 3-pointer missed by Chavis. Now breaking down the other way. Williams couldn't secure it, but it actually comes out to his teammate. Aramis Gonzalez with 6 points to lead the charge for the Indians here in the first. It's back to a 2-point game. 15-13 Bergenfield with 20 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Pena handing it off to Diaz. Lane back to Pena. Over to Chavis to the near side, Chavis down to the baseline to Pro. Give and go to Pena just to beat the buzzer. What vision there on the assist by Nick Pro. Kind of a no-look pass there to Adrian Pena, who was cutting off the ball for the wide-open layup on the backside. And Bergenfield will take a 17-13 lead into the end of the first quarter. Stick around as we'll start the second quarter of play. You're watching coverage of the 7th place showdown here in the 2021 Jack Reilly Holiday Tournament. (17-13) Bergenfield, their best quarter of this tournament, as they were led by both Adrian Pena and Amari Davis, scoring 5 points apiece in that quarter. Passaic was led by Aramis Gonzalez, scoring 6 points in the quarter for the Indians. The concern for Passaic at the end of that first quarter, not only giving up that bucket just before the buzzer sounded, but They've committed 6 fouls. Bergenfield has yet to commit a foul in this first half, so it's going to be a lot of foul shots coming Bergenfield's way before halftime. Lead by 4 as they get underway to start the second quarter. Here's Nick Lane. He's dangerous from the outside. Just drew a bit of the iron. Skying high for the rebounds and eventually off the miss by Davis. Luis Perdomo putting it back for another offensive rebound layup. His first 2 points of the game, and there's the first foul against Bergenfield. Perdomo with good sportsmanship, helping Marlon Torres up off the deck. Perdomo has been averaging 7 points a game off the bench in this tournament for Bergenfield, getting his first 2 points as he got on the floor to begin the second quarter. Torres looking for an outlet. Passaic trailing by 6, 19-13. Christian Rivera trying to take his man off the dribble, gets it up top to Torres. Torres trying to shake and bake, get past Pena. He pulls the trigger. Too long on the shot. Offensive rebound inside, though, for Gabe Rivera, and he is fouled on his way up. So that's going to be a 2-shot opportunity at the foul line upcoming for Gabriel Rivera, the 5'9" senior guard for Passaic. Rivera swishes home the first foul shot attempt for Passaic in this game. He now has 3 points here in the half. Davis had picked up the foul for Bergenfield, his first, team's second. Rivera converts on both foul shot opportunities, giving him 4 points in the half. 19-15, the lead for Bergenfield. Aquino turnaround shot inside the paint, no good. Lane skies for the rebound, but it's eventually taken in by Gonzalez. Aquino with the hustle play, wins back the possession for Bergenfield, but a double dribble called inside the lane against Perdomo will give the possession back to Passaic. So there was good hustle on that play by Aquino, the big man for Bergenfield, to try to win back possession a couple times. 4-point deficit facing Passaic, looking for their first win of the season. Again, they had a hard-fought game, forced overtime against Secaucus, just fell 3 points shy. As there's going to be another foul whistled against Bergenfield. So after not committing a single foul in the first quarter, Bergenfield with the first 3 fouls committed here to begin the second. Into the corner it goes to Torres. And there's going to be a foul, offensive foul against Passaic. And that'll be another turnover against the Indians. As that'll be a offensive foul, the second personal foul of the half against Gonzalez. So the big man who's leading the way right now for Passaic with 6 points, he's going to have to take a seat. Cross-court pass to Pena. Pena getting it up top to Amari Davis. Here's a 3-point attempt to the far side. Bergenfield, other than 1 3-pointer made, they've been ice cold in many of their shots from 3. Chucking up at least 10 3-point attempts already in this half. Good deflection and the interception. Williams got his mitts on it at first, and that led to the breakout the other way and the easy transition bucket for Gabe Rivera. Rivera now with 6 points. Bergenfield has their lead trimmed down to 2, 19-17. Here's a long-range 3 again from Pena. 3 players collide for the ball, and coming down with it was Jency Valdez, but then Valdez is whistled for the traveling violation. So Passaic was looking to break out immediately, and instead it'll be a turnover, possession going back to Bergenfield. Their lead down to 2, 19-17. Tossing it back up top now to Davis. Davis, who had 5 points in the first quarter. Pena faking the 3. Bergenfield struggled against the Memorial Zone, so you knew that Passaic saw that fact, and they were going to be throwing their zone look out on defense in this 7th place showdown. Pena with the gold sneakers. Giving it up top to Davis. Davis missing from three. And again, Bergenfield is 3-point happy, yet they've only knocked down one three-pointer in this game. That's exactly what the zone will do to you. Torres, he was going with reckless abandon towards the rim. A hard collision. As both players collide, they're okay as they get up. And it's going to be a blocking foul against Bergenfield, so the aggression of that drive to the rim by Torres is going to be paid off with two-shot opportunity at the foul line. Second personal foul against Perdomo since coming into this game to begin the quarter. Torres unlucky there. A lot of English on that shot. Rolled in and out of the rim. No good. Torres had 11 points, including a three-pointer made against Secaucus 2 days ago. Torres gets the shooter's roll that time. Goes 1 of 2 at the line for his first point of the afternoon. And Passaic has pulled back to within one, 19-18. 4:40 and counting left to go in our first half of play. I'm Dan Long, so glad that he could join us for our third day of coverage of this 2021 Jack Reilly Holiday Tournament. There's the breakout off of the rebound, and the layup is good by Torres. And Passaic has taken the lead, and a timeout is going to be granted to Bergenfield. The Bears want to talk things over. They didn't have the floor balance that time after missing a shot on one end. They didn't get back to defend in transition on the other side, and Marlon Torres made Bergenfield pay. Passaic taking the lead at 20-19 late here in the first half of action. Passaic, as I said, they had a gritty effort. They trailed throughout regulation against Secaucus, but then eventually forced overtime, but then lost by 3 against the Patriots. Passaic went 3-9 overall last season in the COVID-shortened season, winning their last 3 contests of the year. In their last full campaign back in the 2019-2020 season, an outstanding season for Passaic. The Indians went 18-9 before losing in the North 1 Group 4 quarterfinals to eventual sectional champions Kennedy. For Bergenfield, they went 7-6 overall last season and winning their last 4 games. The last full season, they went 6-17. Their last winning season, a historic one, 2014-2015. The Bears went 20-6 overall and won the Group 3 state championship. So both teams with rich basketball traditions trying to find themselves and find their way early on in this season. And a turnover for Bergenfield right out of the timeout. And now an inbound for Passaic as we approach the midway point of this second quarter of play here from East Gymnasium at Fort Lee. As that's going to be a turnover against Torres and Passaic. Unforced error there against the Indians, and now setting it up is Bergenfield trying to retake the lead with 4 minutes left to go in the quarter. They led 17-13 after 1. After scoring 17 in the first, they're stuck on 2 here in the second. Another missed 3. Offensive rebound, high arcing shot. That was a brick shot from Pro. Leads to another 3, though, in the far side. And finally, Bergenfield gets that 3 ball to fall here in the second quarter. John Kredensky knocking down the triple, as that will be immediately turned over then on the ensuing possession by Passaic. Kredensky, who was only averaging 2 points a game in this tournament, knocking the 3 ball down. Bergenfield back on top by 2, 22-20. And now it's going to be an offensive foul whistled against Bergenfield. So the fouls starting to pile up for the Bears in the second quarter, as fouls were a concern for Passaic in the first quarter. They've only committed 1 foul here so far in the second. Indians down by 2. Torres a little loosey-goosey with the dribble. That's going to lead to the turnover, a tie-up between Pro and Torres. And possession arrow will favor Passaic, as the officials just trying to make sure that everything remains under control, as both players were aggressively trying to go and swipe at the ball. So Passaic being called over to the scores table because they were unaware that possession arrow was favoring them. The Indians getting the ball right back. Gabe Rivera with the left-hand dribble. 3 different black-clad defenders coming in his way, and they're going to whistle a foul against Bergenfield. That was a case of the Bears had enough defense right there. Rivera was running his way into a turnover. But then a little too overly physical were the defense, leading to that foul being whistled against Bergenfield. They're 6th. So foul shots on every future foul now for Passaic in this half. Imbert, after they weave it around in the corner. Getting it up top to Jency Valdez. Valdez, who had 7 points in the last game against Secaucus. Gabe Rivera this time down the right lane, and this time he's going to be called for the offensive foul. So he drew a blocking foul last time. This time not as lucky, as Gabe Rivera will pick up the foul. Eighth team foul of the game against Passaic. First personal foul against Gabe Rivera. So Bergenfield still maintaining a 2-point lead. Here's Pro inside, try to give and go, but he got it stolen away. Here's Torres. Pulls it up. It was Samuel Paulino. Pulls it up in transition. That shot blocked away by Nick Lane. Lane asking for it the other way. Euro step, he gets rejected out of bounds. Jay-Sean Williams getting the block shot, doing the push-up afterwards. He has been a spark plug for this Passaic side since coming into this game as a reserve in this first half. Good defense. Pro on the baseline. Takes it on the baseline. Gets it out top to Nick Lane. Lane reversing it to Pena. No look to Pro on the baseline, and Pro can't knock it down. Working around, there's Nick Lane. Lane will try his luck from 3, no good. Pro fumbles it down low. Nearly stolen away, but Pro recollects. Here's an elbow jumper, no good there by Aquino. 90 seconds left to go. It is tightly contested first half of play. The first of our last 4 games of this tournament. Valdez across the middle. Coach Pomacala asking, where's the contact? Referees say play on. Torres with 3 points so far in the half. Goes to the right side, draws the contact against Jorge Aquino. And Marlon Torres will have a chance to tie this game up at the charity stripe. With 1:11 left to go, 22-20. Right now the lead for Bergenfield. Torres rattles in the first foul shot. It's 2 of 3 at the line so far in this game from Marlon Torres. Did not get the start. Has come in off the bench and scored now 5 points in the game for the Indians. 3 of his 5 coming from the line. Again, he's been the high scorer on the season and in this tournament for Passaic, averaging 11 points per game. 22-22 as we come up on the final minute of our first half of play in what has been a very entertaining tournament here at Fort Lee post-Christmas. Pro into the corner for Pena. Pena reversing out to Pro. Pro has the defender fly by him. Throws a bullet pass cross court, and that's going to be another knockdown 3. Second 3 of the half for Kredensky. Kredensky now with 6 points. Bergenfield back on top, 25 now to 22. Under 30 seconds left to go in the half. We'll see if Passaic will elect to just dribble out as much time as possible to hold for one final shot, one final possession for either team here in the first half. Rivera tripped up a bit, maybe under his own power. It's going to be a tie-up, and possession will give it over to Bergenfield, and now a technical foul has been assessed. We'll see who the technical will be going against. With 12.9 seconds left to go. Both teams winless so far in this tournament. You can feel the intensity on the floor. They want to get that first win before going home. Possession was going to be going over to Bergenfield after the tie-up near midcourt. Waiting to see here what the official call is. So is it going to be a double technical? We just play on? No. Technical against Bergenfield. That'll give Gabe Rivera the chance at the foul line. He knocks down the first. He's 3 for 3 at the line. And Rivera confidently, he was walking away before he even saw that one go down. He knew it was money. Gabe Rivera with a game-high 8 points for Passaic, 4 for 4 from the line. What a costly technical foul against Bergenfield. It was going to be possession for the Bears. Instead, a technical on Bergenfield. Shots, and now the ball for Passaic. They could take the lead heading into halftime. 3 seconds left to go in the half. They have to get the shot up, and they won't get it off in time. The bucket will not count, and Bergenfield will take a 1-point lead into halftime. They're on top of Passaic by a score of 25-24. Stick around as we'll take the timeout with the teams here at the break, and we'll be back for the start of the second half of play. You're watching all the free broadcast coverage here on Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel as part of the 2021 Jack Reilly Holiday Tournament. Welcome back, everybody, inside East Gymnasium here at Fort Lee, where we're moments away from the resumption of play in the start of the second half, where at halftime, Bergenfield up by a lone point, 25-24 over the Passaic Indians. And looking at the stats from the first half of play, Bergenfield was led by the 6 points off the bench by number 10, John Kredensky. Kredensky knocking down a pair of three-pointers against this Passaic zone defense, accounting for the team lead there. Adrian Pena and Amari Davis also with 5 points apiece for Bergenfield. And for Passaic on the other end, they're led by the 8 points of their starting point guard, Gabriel Rivera. Ramos Gonzalez had 6 points, all of which came in the first quarter. Marlon Torres did not get the start, but chipped in 5 points off the bench for Passaic, who are in search of their first win of this 2021-2022 regular season. Again, this is our third and final day of basketball coverage here as part of the 2021 Jack Reilly Holiday Tournament. We thank everybody for tuning in and supporting all of these fine student athletes from all of the 8 different schools. Personal thank you to the athletic director here at Fort Lee, Mike Raftery, for allowing me the opportunity and the honor of being courtside with you, broadcasting all of these games on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube station. It has been fun to be able to experience some holiday hoops from all different teams throughout Bergen, Passaic, and Hudson counties being a part of this year's event. Bergenfield in their road black, they'll inbound it and have possession to start us off here in the start of the second half. Leading again by 1. Into the corner it goes with Pena, now getting it up top to Davis. Davis reversing it to Lane. Lane had 4 points in that first half. Will he get going from three-point range? He's going to try his luck and immediately start off knocking down the three-point shot. Lane now with 7 points for Bergenfield. He's the top man, 28-24. Passaic has been daring Bergenfield to take the three-point shot as they've been camped out in their 2-3 zone. Bergenfield knocked down 3 triples, but attempted close to 15 threes in that first half. Aquino, the big man, off balance, missing the shot, fouls his own miss. He is swallowed up, engulfed by 3 different defenders in white, but then Passaic is going to be called for a foul with a reach-in, trying to steal possession back from Aquino. 28-24 now. They get it inside to Pro. Pro banks it in off the glass. And Bergenfield with a hot start now. First 5 points of this second half. They've extended their 1-point lead now to 6, 30-24. Rivera across the middle. Left it off for Gonzalez, but he got it swatted right back in his face by Pro. There's a long-range 3 by Torres. Barely grazed the rim. Pro outlets it. Now to Davis. Davis in the open floor. Passaic trying to draw the offensive foul, and they do. Christian Rivera was setting himself in anticipation of Amari Davis taking it to the right side of the rim. Kind of surprised that Davis still elected to go for the shot, seeing how early on Rivera set himself to try to anticipate a charge. But Davis is called for the foul. That is his 3rd personal. Both teams with 1 foul apiece here in the second half, and there's a wild off-balance shot that's connected on by Marlon Torres. Torres now with 7 points in the game for Passaic. Indians pull back within 4. Aquino from the foul line. High arcer. That swishes home a beautiful jump shot by Jorge Aquino. Aquino with 4 in the game. 32-26. Rivera splits the double team up top. Drive and dish. Corner 3. Knockdown. Christian Rivera. Rivera has both of the made 3-pointers in this game for Passaic. He's got 6. And it's now back to only a 3-point lead for Bergenfield. 32-29. Hot shooting start to the second half for both teams. And Torres just got a bit of a piece of Adrian Pena right in front of the Bergenfield sideline to warrant that foul. Foul concerns now for Torres. He's got 3 as Lane tried to once again connect from 3 points. As that's deflected, last touch off of Bergenfield. And Passaic now operating with it on offense with a chance to tie the game with a 3. 32-29. Torres stripped on his way up by Pena. Great active hands there by the point guard of the Bears. Here comes Bergenfield the other way. Lane now to the near right side. They reverse it to Pena on the far left side wing. Torres guarding him. Chavis has his pass intercepted by Torres the other way. Torres going high, and he'll lay it in. And 1, as there's an ensuing foul whistled against Lane. Glad that Torres was okay, too, because his leg was bent backwards after he fell down to the deck. Athletic play there by Torres, first with the interception, and then weathering the contact, laying it high off the backboard for the layup. He now has 9 and a chance to complete the 3-point play here, which would tie the game up at 32 all. Torres missing the foul shot and then whistled for the foul shot violation for crossing the line before it even hit the rim. So he'll settle for the 2 points made there. Lane picked up the foul on that last play, his first. Good diving save to keep it in play by Williams of Passaic. Here come the Indians the other way, looking for the lead. Dish off down low. Gonzalez got it blocked from behind, as that will go out of bounds. We'll stay possession here with Passaic with 4:23 left to go in the third quarter. Rivera holding on to it. Gabe Rivera working around. Now Christian Rivera having it. Game a catch now up top to Torres. Christian Rivera with both of the 3-pointers in this game for the Indians. Just hit one a couple of moments ago. 4 minutes left to go in the quarter. Torres again initiates the contact. The bucket will be waved off. That is another offensive foul drawn by Nick Pro. Pro is no stranger to contact, as he has been sacrificing his body throughout this tournament. As that foul goes against Passaic. Correction for Torres, that is his first. Working around, and there's another 3-pointer. John Kredensky has been lighting it up here tonight. He's got 9 points, 3 made threes off the bench for Bergenfield. Kredensky had to average only 2 points per game through the first 2 tournament games. 9 points here today. Torres' jumper short, and over the back foul against Passaic after Aquino had done a nice job of carving out the space for his rebound. As Jay Sean Williams just a little too over-aggressive there, going over the back of his defender. Williams will pick up the foul, his second, team's third. So both teams with 3 fouls apiece so far here in the third quarter. Bergenfield holding on to a 4-point advantage. Work it down low for Aquino, and Aquino backpedaled his way into a travel. Picked up both feet. It's been a close game throughout, with both these teams going neck and neck, trying to look for their first win of the tournament. Torres, nice shake and bake and dishing it off to a wide open Aramis Gonzalez. Gonzalez now with 8 points in the game off a beautiful dime drop there by Torres. 35-33. Bergenfield going high-low, and Aquino benefits again from the court vision of Nick Pro. I've been impressed by the assist ability by the big man in black, number 24, Nick Pro. There's a pull-up shot in transition, no good by Valdez. Rebound taken in by Pena. Now Bergenfield looking to break it out. 2:20 and counting left to go in the third. 4-point lead for Bergenfield. Bergenfield won their season opener against Dwight Morrow, but then have lost games in this tournament against Passaic Valley and Memorial. Trying to get back to 500 with a win here today. As there's going to be a foul on the play whistled against Bergenfield. That's going to be the fourth Bear foul of this quarter. Inbound coming on the near side, handled by Gabe Rivera. Foul went against Pena, his first. Christian Rivera drives down low. There's Gonzalez again. This time he misses the point-blank shot. Pro with a rebound. Skitters it out in space. Kredensky in the open floor. His outlet pass was deflected away before he could get it into the corner for Adrian Pena. 37-34, the lead for Bergenfield. Here's another three off the inbounds. That time off the back iron, no good by Kredensky. He was going for his fourth made three of the game. Out of control, and that's going to be an offensive foul whistled against Passaic. Once again, there's Nick Pro. He has drawn at least 3 or 4 charges in this game. As Jency Valdez was just out of control. Coach Pomacala telling his team under control there. Just trying to go a little too fast on that play. Here's Pro. Again, looking for Aquino down low. That pass just a little off the mark leads to a turnover. Picking the pocket is Aquino, though. Bergenfield down the other way for the layup in transition. Defense leads to offense for Bergenfield. Pena now with 7. 39-33 coming up on the final minute of the quarter. It's been a well-played quarter here for Bergenfield. They force another turnover, and Pena gets the foul line jumper to fall. And Passaic is going to be forced into a timeout with 54.8 seconds left to go in the third. Bergenfield now at their largest lead of the game at 8, 41-33. Adrian Pena with 4 quick points here in the quarter, the last back-to-back buckets for Bergenfield. Have staked the Bears out to a 41-33 lead. Pena and his teammate John Kredensky leading the way with 9 points apiece. While Passaic has gotten loosey-goosey with the basketball again, turning it over, whether it be offensive fouls or just loose ball fouls, loose ball turnovers, I should say as well. They've been going toe-to-toe with Bergenfield, but have gotten sloppy in the last couple of moments. We'll see if the Indians have made the necessary adjustments just before the end of this third quarter. Gabe Rivera had 8 at the half, has yet to score so far here in the second half. Giving it off to Christian Rivera. He tried to go with a pick and roll down low with Aramis Gonzalez, but that one was kicked out of play by Emmanuel Diaz, number 13 of Bergenfield. Possession will come right in front of our broadcast area. On the near baseline now here for Passaic. They'll get it inside now to Christian Rivera. Up top to Torres. Torres with 9 in the game, 4 in the quarter for War Passaic. Torres gets by Pena, trying to drop it down low to Gonzalez. Here's a baseline jumper, much needed by Jency Valdez. First 2 points of the game. 41-35 coming up on 20 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Bergenfield looking to hold it for one final shot of the quarter. They lead by 6. Torres anticipates, steals it the other way, and he misses the layup though. Passaic able to recapture the ball and get it in with a layup by Christian Rivera as time will run out to end the third quarter of play. Passaic going on a 4-0 run of their own after they had fallen behind by as many as 8 points. Christian Rivera now with 8 points chipped in for the Indians. Don't go anywhere. An exciting fourth quarter on the horizon here from the Jack Reilly Holiday Tournament at Fort Lee. (41-37) the lead now for Bergenfield. They outscored Passaic 16-13 in that third quarter of play. Bergenfield trying to win for the first time in 3 games here in this tournament. Pena and Kredensky leading scorers with 9 points apiece for Passaic. Christian Rivera, Aramis Gonzalez, Gabe Rivera, each with 8 and a game-high 9 for Marlon Torres, balanced scoring for the Indians here today. As right away to start this fourth quarter, a turnover and a foul whistled against Passaic. So the Indians now with 6 fouls in the half. One more foul would send Bergenfield to the line for the remainder of this game. Much like what was the case in the first half, but Passaic did a good job of stopping fouling after they committed 6 in the first quarter alone. Bergenfield trying to stretch their lead. Kredensky nearly traveled. Davis, who's been in foul difficulty here today. 5 points in the game. Pena on the far side. Kredensky with the bounce pass. Back to Aquino. A long possession to start off this fourth quarter for Bergenfield, approaching close to a minute in duration. Passaic is not extended outside of their 2-3 zone, so Pena is just content with dribbling it up just in front of the midcourt stripe. Little time wasting going on here by Bergenfield. Now Passaic being forced out of the zone look, extending that zone a bit. Double team coming. And Torres had the good idea, went for the double team, but the mistake was made by the sophomore of flying in the air. He then became off balance and collided with the defender. And that will be foul number 7 in the second half against Passaic, and will send Amari Davis to the line shooting a 1-1. He's 1 for 1 at the foul line here today. Davis makes it 2 for 2. His first point since the first quarter, he's got 6 in the game. Bergenfield extends their lead to 42-37. Davis goes 1 of 2 at the line, left that one short to the left side. 5-point deficit facing Passaic. Rivera, Gabe Rivera. Curls around the defender, but then gets blocked away by Emmanuel Diaz. Great help defense there by Bergenfield. Davis again content with just taking some time off the clock. Now penetrates, feeds down low to Diaz, who missed the initial layup. It's going to be another foul, though, whistled against Passaic at the end, as it looks like it will be the case. They'll say that Diaz was going up for it. So it is going to be a foul against Passaic. Coach Pomacalo was trying to state his case that it should have been a foul after the initial shot, so it shouldn't be a two-shot foul. That would have been big there, seeing that Diaz missed on the first foul shot opportunity. That foul was whistled against Jason Williams, his third. So as quickly as he came into the game, he leaves the game with another foul. Diaz will go 1 of 2 at the line for his first point. 43-37 now the lead for Bergenfield. Bergenfield looking to administer a little full court pressure now against Passaic. Passaic, who's gotten turnover prone in this second half, late in that third quarter. Torres stops and pops it into the corner. Gabe Rivera's pass deflected away. Good job of getting that deflection was John Kredensky. Kredensky has been a difference maker off the bench here today for Bergenfield and Coach Will Jager. Pass inside, deflected out of bounds to the near side. With 5:53 left to go in the fourth quarter of play, Bergenfield trying to capture 7th place in this tournament. They've been leading throughout this game against Passaic. Passaic looking for their first win of the season. Torres. Can he get hot here in the fourth quarter? Turnaround shot by Torres, no good. Kredensky comes down with the board. Strong rebound there by Kredensky in the host of Passaic players trying to win back possession. Here's Kredensky now. Made 3 threes in this game. Davis posting up Gabe Rivera, driving all the way down to the lane and goes across the right side for the layup. Nice strong post move by Amari Davis. Davis with 8 points in the game now for Bergenfield. Largest lead of the game again at 8. 45-37, Bears on top of Passaic. 3 minutes gone by here in the fourth. I'm Dan Long, glad that he could join us courtside here from Fort Lee's East Gymnasium. You're watching coverage of our first of 4 games to end the 2021 Jack Reilly Holiday Tournament. Stepping on the baseline out of bounds was Valdez. That's going to be another Passaic turnover. Still plenty of time for Passaic to mount a comeback. They got to get it done on this side of the floor, though. And Davis is starting to make things happen. Amari Davis has now 10 points in the game, 5 of which have come here in the fourth quarter, and he has made it look easy cutting through the Passaic D. Largest lead of the game now is at double digits, 47-37, the lead for Bergenfield. Amari Davis now the leading scorer in this game for Bergenfield with his game-high 10. Torres was knocked down as he was cutting towards the hoop. Only the 4th team foul against Bergenfield here in the second half. 8 fouls the other side for Passaic. So not shooting, Passaic will inbound it. We come up on the final 4 minutes of regulation. Pass down low to Imbert, and Imbert doing a good job of finishing strong inside despite the contact. First 2 points of the game for the sophomore forward, Chris Imbert. Lead is down to 8. Pena getting around Torres. Pena drives, kicks it out into the side, and the hands betrayed Amari Davis that time. To flex off his mitts out of bounds for the turnover. And Passaic with the basketball, and Bergenfield once again putting on the full court trap. Torres outlets it to Christian Rivera down the far side. Rivera's been an accurate three-point shooter. Let's see if he gets going here again. Here's the 3. No good. Chase for the loose ball. Pena secures the rebound. Pena giving it off now to Davis. Passaic's Gabe Rivera trying to get a 10-second call. Davis cut through, and Davis left it short this time on the left side. but an errant throw. Pro getting it right back to Davis the other way. And a timeout going to be taken by Bergenfield as they want to hold on to possession a little longer. No need to try those risky passes as the Bears are trying to salt away a victory here, 47-39. They're on top as we're closing in on the final 3 minutes left to go in regulation here in game number 1 on day number 3 of the Jack Reilly tournament. Amari Davis is starting to take over control of this game. He's got 5 of his game-high 10 points in the fourth quarter alone for Bergenfield as the Bears are trying to find their way to their first win of this tournament and be win number 2 of the season, get back to 500 with a victory here today in their next game. Bergenfield will travel to Old Tappan on January 4th before hosting Teaneck on January 6th. Inbound upcoming after the timeout. There's Davis on the baseline, going on that baseline, and draws the contact against Passaic. And with that being the 19th foul, that'll send Davis to the line, shooting 1-1. So now fouls becoming a problem for Kennedy. Anti-touch foul, that time it was against Valdez, his second, sends the Bears to the line. And Davis has been sharp at the line here today, 3 of 4 with that make. 11 points, leads all scorers in the game. 12 points now after Davis went 2 for 2. 3 minutes left to go. Work to be done here by Passaic. The Indians trail by 10, 49-39. Gabe Rivera going hard to the rim, blocked away. There's the dive for the loose ball. Nick Pro, once again in the thick of things. He's been an aggressive player on the floor. As that was a tie-up there between both teams. Again, good, clean, hard contested basketball. And the possession arrow will favor Bergenfield. Are they going to call a foul, or are they going to say that it was possession arrow? So they're going to say that it was a foul whistled against Passaic there. A bit of a surprise for yours truly, as that play occurred right in front of where I'm positioned. I didn't think that was worthy of a foul call. I thought that was just a tie-up that should have been possession arrow. But that will be double bonus time now. That is the 10th team foul against Passaic, and that'll send Nick Pro to the line for 2. And Pro will roll in that first foul shot. He's now got 4 points in the game. Bergenfield knocking down their foul shots when it's mattered here in this game. Pro missing the second foul shot, but the offensive rebound by Aquino. There's Pro whipping it around the perimeter, leads to an open 3. Pena's 3, no good. Valdez does find the rebound in the corner. 2.5 minutes left to go in regulation. Largest lead of the game now is 11. Here's Gabe Rivera from deep, no good. Again, Williams fights for the rebound, and quickly a timeout granted to Passaic to save the possession on the far side with 2:22 left to go here in the fourth quarter. And the deficit now 11 for Passaic at 50-39. A look at the road ahead for the Indians after this game and after this tournament. They will finally get to play at home. They will be hosting 4 consecutive opponents. Their upcoming opponents, Kennedy, who we will be seeing later on tonight playing for the championship of this tournament. That's going to come on January 4th. Then they're going to play host to Bergen Tech on January 6th. Passaic Valley on the 8th, and then taking on Bergen Catholic, a top 5 opponent in the state, on January 11th. Again, Bergenfield on the road at Old Tappan on January 4th, hosting Teaneck on the 6th. at Demorest on the 11th before hosting Passaic Valley on the 13th. 2:22 left to go in the game. Time running out here for the Indians to try to win a game in this tournament. They lost in overtime in their second game after having a lopsided loss in the first game against Wayne Hills, and that's a generous roll there on the three-point shot by Marlon Torres. Torres now with 12 in the game to lead Passaic right around his per-game average in this tournament, and Nick Pro dribbles it off his own foot out of bounds. A turnover here for the Bears, and now Bergenfield has their lead cut down to 8, and possession going back now to Passaic. Hope is still alive for the Indians. Valdez up top to Christian Rivera. Now here's Marlon Torres. 1:45 and counting. Pro steps up, forces the turnover, gets the steal, and sends it down the other way to Lane. Lane bumped off the ball. Referee's letting him play. Lane working around. Davis being told to pull it out. 90 seconds remaining in regulation. 8-point lead for Bergenfield. And a travel called against Davis right in front of his own bench. As Coach Will Jager kind of saying what we're all thinking. What are you doing? As the turnover committed there, will give the ball back now to Bergenfield. 50-42. Give it back, to Passaic. Passaic trying to do something with it here late. Gabe Rivera weaving in and out of traffic, got stood up on the play, tried the one-handed pass into the corner, but he threw it away. A costly turnover late in regulation for the Indians. Lead remains at 8 here for Bergenfield. They get it into the hands of Nick Pro, and Pro is fouled on the play. That's good foul by Passaic, seeing that Pro is 2 for 4 from the line here today. He's someone that you want to foul, and it's going to be 2 shots now for Pro with 1:05 left to go in the fourth. I think they're just waiting for Sea Caucus to get into their respective locker room before we can get back to the course of play here and finish things off with foul shots. Pro rattles in the first foul shot. 5 points in the game now for Nick Pro. He had 5 points in the last game against Memorial. 9-point lead for Bergenfield. Second foul shot by Pro is also good. Clutch foul shots there for the big man. 6 in the game now for number 24, who's been a dynamo in drawing fouls on this end of the floor. 10-point lead for Bergenfield. Time running out here for Passaic. Wide open for 3, Christian Rivera. He knocks it down. His third, made 3 of the game. He's got 11 for Passaic. They put on the full court pressure. They can't get a steal. They got a foul quickly here. Davis, he gets it poked away, recovers his own ball. Now gets it over to Pro. Pro outlets it to the far side. Bergenfield playing keep away. Valuable seconds ticking off. Lane in the corner, getting it up top now to Kredensky. And finally, Passaic fouls Aquino, but a lot of time was allowed to tick off there as Passaic is still in this one, but time is not their friend. It's now down to 24 seconds of the game, and Jorge Aquino trying to ice this one at the line. Aquino solid on his first foul shot. He's got 7 in the game. A timeout taken on the floor. 53-45 the lead right now for Bergenfield. Bergenfield had only 3 foul shots in the entire first half of play. Now in the second half, and for the entire game, it's 14 foul shot attempts for Bergenfield. And Bergenfield has been cashing in on those foul shots. They're 10 of 14 in this game from the line, as that is what has helped stake them out to a second half advantage that they currently enjoy at 53-45. Passaic was going to be hoping for costly misses at the line to give them a chance to fight back here and maybe get to overtime for a second consecutive game. Instead, we've seen the clutch foul shooting of Amari Davis, Nick Pro, and just recently, Jorge Aquino knocking down his first opportunity. His second opportunity awaits him with 24 seconds remaining in this game. Again, stay tuned for our second game coming up, the fifth place showdown. Memorial taking on Secaucus next here on YouTube. Aquino's second foul shot, no good. But Passaic missing the rebound when there were two different Indian players underneath the rim, and Bergenfield with nobody on the line. That is a costly turnover that pretty much will seal this one. Bergenfield just has to get it in. They get it to Pro. Pro dribbling it up. I don't know why. Is Bergenfield just going to work it around? Passaic not administering the foul, and now the foul is called. 13.5 seconds left to go in the game, so it's going to be back to the drawing board for Passaic. And again, they've got a tough schedule ahead with the likes of Kennedy and Bergen Catholic in their next four opponents. But at least Passaic will get to go home in search of their first win of the season, as they have been on the road for their first five contests of the year. First foul shot is no good by Davis. Only his second miss at the line here today. 4 for 6. Now make it 5 for 7 at the line. He's got 13 for Bergenfield. 54-45. Torres chucks up the three, and that's going to be whistled out of play for the air ball. So 5.9 seconds left to go. Bergenfield will just inbound it as Passaic is calling off the dogs here. As Bergenfield will run out the remainder of this clock and will salvage their final game of this Jack Reilly Holiday Tournament. Final score, Bergenfield 54 and Passaic 45. With the victory, Bergenfield will improve to 2-2 on the season. With the defeat, Passaic will fall to 0-5 so far this season. Amari Davis, the high man, with 13 points in the game for Bergenfield. And Marlon Torres chipped in 12 points off the bench for Passaic. So again, that's the final score. Bergenfield wins 7th place in this 2021 Jack Reilly Holiday Tournament. Thank you so much for all the fans from Passaic and from Bergenfield who have tuned in throughout the course of this holiday tournament. Over the last couple of days here from Fort Lee, we thank you for your support of these great student athletes and these fine academic institutions. So for my broadcast crew here courtside, Renee Matisich on camera, Dimitri Nanis producing, I'm Dan Long saying thank you and so long from Fort Lee, and reminding you fans, join us on our separate broadcast link for our 5th place game between Memorial and Secaucus coming up shortly. Take care, everybody.